What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Andrews, and this is the Business of Sports. We're here on Radio Row at Super Bowl 59 to sit down with some of the biggest athletes, creators, and executives in the sports industry to get their take on the business of sports. So stay tuned, because these are conversations you do not want to miss. What's up, y'all? I'm AJ Andrews, and this is the Business of Sports. And this amazing woman next to me, who is my next guest, is one of many firsts, scoring the first ever touchdown in women's international tackle football. But that's not all. She is also the first woman to get a licensing deal with the NFL, as we see here today with her card games, Blitz Champz. Adrienne Smith, thank you so much for joining me today.
AJ, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
When you think about all these different things that you've been able to achieve, especially in women's tackle football, you being the first, that moment you scored the touchdown in national football, describe it for me.
What's crazy about that, AJ, is I remember that moment as if it were yesterday. So we're in Stockholm, Sweden, and it's the first game of the Women's World Championship. This is 2010, so it's been a while. Sammy Grasafi, who was the quarterback for Team USA at the time, throws me a nice little pass. I take it, I catch it in my hand, and I'm just running. O-line blocks beautifully, and I just kept remembering, run, don't trip, run, don't trip. And then 52 yards later, boom, end zone, touchdown.
You have such a long list of things you've been able to achieve. When you think about the way in which women's tackle football has been able, from where it's been to where it is now, what are the things that you have seen as far as the improvement?
Well, we're getting more exposure. So the WFA, the Women's Football Alliance, which is the league that I play in with the Boston Renegades, our championship games have been broadcast live on ESPN for like the past 4 years. That never happened before.
Yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful, where we're getting more exposure, not only with social media, but like with an ESPN. And we've got sponsors and distribution platforms that are committing early and committing big, right? It's not, oh, we'll see how this one game goes. No, they're like committing to the league. And that just gives women's sports more of a runway, so that you don't have to try to get those ratings in 2 weeks and then you're dropped. We've got enough of a runway to really build up a solid business foundation and showing everyone what we can do.
When you say showing everyone what we can do, what can y'all do? What are we getting in the product? When we turn on TV, we can watch women's tackle football.
It's sophisticated offensive schemes. Like, one thing I love about our coaches, Vernon Crawford, who used to play for the New England Patriots. He's the offensive coordinator for the Boston Renegades. When I tell you I don't know when I'm getting the ball and I'm on offense, that's how you know how sophisticated our offensive schemes are. We have RPOs that, there's just 3 to 4 different options. And so it forces me as a receiver, I have to run my route hard, do my job every time, because I honestly don't know when I'm getting the ball.
When you see the growth of other sports, say basketball, soccer, and you now see the growth with women's tackle football, what are the challenges that you feel like you still face?
Women's tackle football right now is where men's tackle football was like back in the 1960s, where you had the AFL and the NFL.
Okay.
So we've got 2 leagues. We really need to combine and get 1 league, so that we're not diverting talent and we're not diluting sponsorship dollars as well.
When getting started with women's tackle football, what people told you? What they said you couldn't achieve that you then proved people wrong, because it has to be a list.
You know what? In sports, no one told me I couldn't do anything. In business, that's when people tried to tell me what I could not do. And in both situations, look, I know what God told me I can do, so that's what I'm doing. When I was working in Japan as a Japanese translator, I had a man tell me that there was no way I would get into Columbia Business School. I remember I called my mom crying, and she said, Adrienne, who is this man versus who you are? I'm telling you who you are. She was right, and I got in, and Columbia Business School has been an amazing experience. Even with Blitz Champz, my football card game, there's no way you can get into Walmart, or there's no way you're going to be able to get a licensing deal with the NFL. That's what I've been told. And
was there another firepower there that pushed you to then start Blitz Champz?
I'm not someone who's motivated by what someone else tells me I cannot do. And that's it. I just already know it's going to happen because I've already seen it happen. So for me, Blitz Champz, I devised it because I wanted to create a medium where other people could learn about football and could experience the joy that I have playing football. Not everyone has 4.2, 4.4 speed. Not everyone has the best hands in the business, but everyone can play a card game. So I remember it was December 9th, 2015. I prayed to God. I said, Lord, it would be great to have like the football version of Uno. I went to sleep. I woke up the next morning, I had Blitz Champz in my head. I keep a notebook next to my bed, started scribbling everything down, took all of 2016 to develop the game, and here we are.
What has been the hardest part about getting the license deal? The first woman to get a card license deal with the NFL. What did that process look like?
But the hardest part was, as a woman, going into rooms where people would actually believe that I invented it. That was a struggle.
How were you able to convince them?
So I'll take it back to my coaches have told me, how do you know who's a big time player? Big time players make big time plays. So if we're down by 5, we need a touchdown, they're calling the play for me because they know I'm going to score. In the same way, well, how do you prove to business people that your game is extraordinary? The proof's in the pudding. Let's play Blitz Champz. Let's play the game. And once they play it, they're like, oh my gosh, you should do this, you can do this. And I see it. So that's what happened. I was knocking on doors with NFL teams, started demoing the game, showing them the game. And then they were like, oh, we can see how we can use this with our youth programs, or this would really help us get the girls involved in football. Absolutely. I was doing cold emails and just searching on Google, searching on LinkedIn, making as many connections as I could, etc., and just not giving up. It's one word, it's grit. That's it, one word, just don't give up. Like, do you want to win or do you want to win?
Who was the first person to answer one of those cold emails?
Got Coach Mo Streety, who was with the Arizona Cardinals. He's now with the Los Angeles Rams. He put me in touch with Miles over with the Raiders, and then we have Brett Stewart with the Houston Texans. So yeah, you can find that one person who says, oh, I see this and I see how it can work with other teams, and that's how it works.
Can we see the game? Can we see
Absolutely. So with Blitz Champz, the goal is to be the first person to score 21 or more points.
Nice.
Your green cards, green means go. Your green cards are your offensive cards. And red cards are your defensive cards, right? We learned this. Red means stop. So for instance, if AJ, if you were to play a rushing touchdown card, it's got 6 points, it's got a foot on it. If you said, Saquon Barkley, bang, rushing touchdown card, right? But if I wanted to remove your points, I would play a red tackle card and be like, not today, AJ. I would slam it harder.
It's like Uno.
It's like Uno with a little bit of spades, a little bit of spades in there. And then lastly, your yellow cards, that's what you use to keep the game in motion. So you can draw cards and continue your turn. You can skip the next player. Like I said, really easy. Blitz Champz is really easy to learn, but difficult to master. So it's a lot of fun. It's a good strategy game.
You are so inspirational in so many different ways, more than an athlete, but then also tackling onto the things that you know that you love and creating a business out of it.
Yes.
What advice would you give to any athlete that wants and is looking to do the same?
Make sure whatever it is you're working on, you can defend it. Try to come up with products that are unique in some sort of way where they cannot be easily replicated. And then know it's going to take effort. But the great thing about athletes is that we're used to that. We've got that discipline. We know that all days aren't going to be championship days. Your body's not always going to feel amazing every single day. You push through that. So it's the same way with business. You just push through. You don't stop until you achieve what it is you want to achieve.
As a Black woman achieving so much in this field, there are so many other setbacks and so many other barriers you have to cross just being that are often told, as you were, that no, you can't do this or you couldn't do this, don't see yourself there. What would be your words to them?
Maya Angelou, and still I rise. It's going to come. We all know it's going to come. It's going to be extra, but and still I rise. Just know that is in your DNA. We have the Methuselah gene inside of us.
As you're going around making history,
yes,
presenting Blitz Champz, how do you airport?
I am there on the earlier side. I do have my TSA pre-check, so I like that. And I like to go and I'm just sitting down, I have a little tea. I'll normally have a muffin, a blueberry muffin, tea, and then I'm waiting for the flight.
Thank you, Adrienne.
That's it. Thank you so much, AJ.